Recreation centers have been the start of most of our sport careers. In many ways, they are essential to our communities. I got my start at South Strand Recreation through a friend. She gave me Meet Patel's contact information, and since then I have been working there at the Recreation Center, assisting Meet in hosting the youth sport games. In a day, I get to see the inner workings of a government facility. Being hands-on for the first time was really exciting to me. I came at a good time where I could see both basketball and soccer, and the transition between the two. For these, I would help set up and run the clock for the basketball games, and for the soccer games, we would patrol the fields. Getting to experience this firsthand has been very memorable. Now, I want you to think back to a time when you played youth sports. I bet you have a crazy story of a parent from one of your games. We all do. The story I always remember is getting to see one of my friends' dads be kicked out and having to watch the remainder of our games from the window through the door. This is the case for too many children. According to one Rutgers study, this is not a new trend. For years, parent outrage over kiddie baseball, soccer, or whatever sport their child might participate in has been a very real issue. And the media has only exacerbated this by publicizing it in headlines. However, we don't see a lot of these headlines. A dad getting into a fight over how another dad is filming a game for his wife will never make a headline, and that's something most of the other parents at the recreation center didn't even see. The impact for the children on that field, though, could be staggering. How parents act, and especially how their parents act, has a huge influence on the outcome of a child's athletic career. But parents never want to admit that they are the problem, and every parent believes that their child will make it to the big leagues. But the reality is, fewer than 2% of athletes make it pro, and only 7% of athletes make it to play in college. This shows some statistics reported by the NCAA about the number of athletes going pro from their program. If you look at the highlighted area, you'll see that at most a baseball player has about a 10% shot at going pro. The rest are dramatically lower than that. At that point, parents are just living out their dreams of playing pro. Forcing their dreams onto kids is doing the opposite of what they wanted. Plus, in this day and age, recreation sports just aren't cutting it for those who are going to get the highest start in athletics. 20 years ago, recreation center may have been the best place, but now with the privatization of youth sports, it's pulling the elite at a younger and younger age. It is taking people who can afford to send their kids to these programs with the best coaches and facilities. The reality of their children reaching these goals gets so much smaller. Obviously, parents aren't the beginning and end of problems in the youth sport community, but it could be a start to solving some of them. Having better education for parents can combat some of these problems before they even happen. The world of youth sport could be dwindling, and it is up to the future generation of parents to restore a love of sport in their kids. Going back to my youth sport roots has really grounded me. It is something that we often overlook and forget as we grow older, but most of us started there. Going forward, I will have a greater appreciation for those that run and work in government agencies. It's not an easy job, but they're helping keep youth sport alive, and that is something that everyone in this field can benefit from.